Them banning the dispensaries in certain cities is another method of controlling who comes in and out of those cities. I mean, marijuana is being used throughout different racial groups. It's not just a black thing anymore, or just a white thing anymore. It's an all over type of thing. You go to different dispensaries and you see different people, but really the dispensaries like that you find here on Western, or that you find in Inglewood, in Compton, in Carson, you know, when you have those dispensaries, those are heavily, you know, populated by black people. So for example, if Torrance, right down the street from us, decides, okay, we got probably 5 dispensaries here in this city, and everybody who comes to the dispensaries is from Cal State Dominguez Hills, Cal State Long Beach, and, you know, whatever respective areas. If they get tired of seeing them and that's what they want, and Torrance has a reputation for being kind of intense, like racially intense, the police and whatever, they have a lot of prejudice there. So if they decide to make that decision, I just think of it as another method of keeping people out who they don't want to be there. You know, I mean, it's just keeping people who they don't want there out. So, you know, there are different regulations that they have that are supposed to be implemented, but as people do know, people do what they want to, and sometimes they act a damn fool. So, you know, you do get to certain dispensaries like the one on Western and 79, where people will be outside, not in the parking lot, but on the sidewalk, smoking as if that's something that's allowed and that's really prohibited. But again, the restriction, or, you know, the crackdown from the court should not come from the cities. It should be on the dispensary. And so, for example, again, the dispensary on Western and 79th, where I have seen people right out front smoking, breaking down blunts, or, you know, this is not appropriate. Children are walking by, there's a school down the street. You know, I understand that, but this shouldn't be on the city. It should really be the courts and the city's job to see the dispensaries that are, you know, misconducting themselves and not enforcing these regulations, and require them to, you need to enforce this, and if you don't, these are the consequences. You will be shut down, and, you know, this dispensary will be no more. I think it's important that everybody recognize that having a dispensary is a privilege, you know, that California has been granted. But, you know, as far as closing them down, it shouldn't be just, oh, you know what, it's a dispensary, we don't like that here, shut it down. As long as everything is being ran smoothly, all of the rules and regulations are being enforced, and it's being run like an establishment, a business establishment, a legitimate business establishment, I don't see any reason to shut it down.